welcome to Being Black and Craft, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. This is Angie, the undeniable vixen, your host. We have a great guest this evening, but we won't belabor the time. So let's just get into just a teeny little bit of beer news. Well, either the streets were quiet or I have scrolled down the wrong avenue to get beer news, so I don't have a whole lot going on. But let's go on. So first off, if you're familiar with the Michael Jackson Foundation, their applications for the fall for 2025, the deadline for that application submission is this week, this coming Friday, October 31st. So if you go to on IG, they have a link where you can go ahead and apply. And that's from beer, liquor, maybe even sake. I could have swore I know somebody that was into sake was able to be awarded a scholarship. My words, I'm so thinking a scholarship. So I know that people, if you've done it and you're like you didn't get it, after talking to so many people here on the pod, first time is not always a charm. It might take a couple times before you get in there, but keep on plugging through. That was one thing that I learned from listening to people. Because I did it once. I was like, oh, I didn't get anything, and I just quit. But spring, because I'm too busy for fall. I don't have the time. And next, the Black Beer delegates out of DFW here, where I am, my neck of the woods, we had our monthly bottle share, small and tight. We were at Odd Muse, and we had quite a bit of beer. I finally got to bring my cider from Two Blokes at Chai Cider, and everybody loved it. We killed that bottle very early on. I took Boss Pours, of course, because it was my bottle. I was like, I want this so bad. But yeah, we had a really great time. And then we found out that we're going to have a baby. We're having a baby in our little clique with the Black Beer delegates. So congratulations to Calissa and Ross. They are expecting, and the baby should be here sometime in March. So we won't be seeing her out on the beer streets for a while she's preparing, nesting and preparing for the baby to come. So I'm very excited for them. Because they just had their anniversary. They just been married for a year. And also, if you didn't know, please make sure you save the date for Crafted for Action. I have my t-shirt on right now, my Crafted for Action shirt. I just kind of happened that way. So the Craft Beer Conference. So Jen Price and her team have really been going at it fiercely every single year since a little bit before COVID, making sure that this conference is getting better and better, and they're putting so many different facets. And I think the reason why I really like it, and I believe that people are really into it, because it is craft, it is community, it is culture. They really do ensure that those facets in Atlanta are fused together and show brightly. So save the date, June 4th through the 7th for 2026, and go and hang out. Also, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be a panelist or anything like that, make sure that you sign up. Go to Crafted for Action, and there's a link there on her IG page as well, where you can sign up. And it's the gamut of different topics. No topic is off limits. So try and see if you can become a panelist for them. And that's all I have for the news. So today I'm sitting down with Marcus Wyatt, the mind and muscle behind Wendy Bridges Brewing, a name that already sounds like it has a story behind it, right? So Marcus is a part of a new wave of brewers redefining what community and craft beer looks like, bringing flavor, identity, and creativity to every pour. So let me welcome Marcus Wyatt. Hello, Marcus. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself? How you doing?
I'm great.
Good, good.
So we're gonna talk about how you got started, what inspires your brews, anything that you're doing while experiments, and things that may not make it to things you're thinking about that you're wanting to do, some wild and creative things. Um, so let's get started. So let's see. Let's start with your origin story.
Okay.
So, what was the first beer that you made and you thought, yeah, this is what I want to do?
Oh, the first beer that I made was a Imperial IPA. It was just like a brewer's best kit, little 5 gallon kit.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't that bad either. But it wasn't that
Okay,
good.
okay.
It just kept me going. Though. I was intrigued by it. From that moment, I was just like, man, let me keep trying. Let me keep trying. So I kept buying kits for a while. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, were you always a beer drinker when you were doing that?
Um, I got into beer maybe, yeah, maybe around my early 20s,
Okay.
around that time. Yeah, so I wasn't like, I wasn't really into it that much. I was just drinking the regular MGDs, Heinekens, and stuff like that. So it wasn't a craft thing for me just yet.
Hmm. So you said
Yeah.
around your 20s. So that was like 10 years ago,
I
somewhere like
wish.
that.
I wish. I just turned 40 in September.
Oh, you're still young, babe. You're still a young babe in the woods, a babe in the woods for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So Wendy Bridges, that's really like a dope name. So what's the
Appreciate
story
it.
behind it?
So Wendy Bridges is my origin, obviously coming from Chicago and moving here to Pittsburgh. So I combined the names of Windy City and City of Bridges. I just came up with Wendy Bridges.
Oh, very cool. Okay,
Right.
okay.
So
Yeah,
so the logo. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No.
Oh no, I'm saying so the logo. It's the Chicago skyline with the Pittsburgh Bridge, the Clemente Bridge. So it's kind of like that transition of
Yes.
Chicago is always in the background, but I'm here in Pittsburgh now. So
Got it. So what was it, work that made you transition to Pittsburgh? What made you go?
it was just time for a new change. It was just time
Okay.
for a change of scenery. My grandparents, they were already here, and they had been asking me to come to Pittsburgh for a long time. And it was just I was just pushing it off, and finally, it was just time to change the scenery, and ended up here in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you've been there for how long? Since you were
Oh, I've been here since 2011.
okay.
So yeah, 14 years.
Okay. Yeah, you're real. You're a
Yep.
real Pittsburgh person. You're a real Berg person. That's 10 years. You there for sure. You there for
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Once I changed that license over from Illinois
Yeah,
to
man.
Pennsylvania, yeah, it was official.
Okay. Okay. So how would you describe your personality of your brewery, of your, what you're wanting to do? Because you don't have a brick and mortar right now.
No, no, no. Just focusing on distribution at the moment.
Did you want a brick and mortar?
Eventually, not right now.
Mhm.
Right now is more so I kind of control the narrative a little bit by, I don't have an overhead. And I'm just testing the waters with different beers and see how people are reacting to it, and then we can move forward from there. But yeah, just to dive straight in by picking up, another mortgage or rent or however it is, yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
Have you as far as layout, because it seems like it's been forever since I've been in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
So what is the layout as far as the beer scene? because I know my, because I use the only reason why I would go is for Barrel and Flow. So I know where
Right.
Mike's Pub Bar, whatever that thing is. Where else is a nice beer scene?
You have like little pockets in the city where you'll just find like a bunch of breweries in one little space, you know. So like Lawrenceville is a nice area. You can walk up and down and do a little bar hopping and stuff like that. Out in Verona, you have a couple breweries out that way. That's pretty nice. It's just all throughout the city. The only thing is here I've learned in Pittsburgh is folks don't travel if you're on the other side of the tunnels. So if you're on this side of the tunnels, you just stay on this side. You're on this side, you stay on this side. So that's why the beer scene is pretty much all over the city.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally understand that. Here it's like if you cross the bridge, if you're on this side of the bridge, you're not going crossing over. And it's like, as long as I got
Yeah.
a car and some gas,
That's
I'm
all I
good.
need. That's
I'm
all I need.
good. But people just be like, mm.
Yeah.
So every brewer has that one uh-oh batch. Like, uh-oh. What's a funny brewing disaster or challenge have you ever had?
Oh, um, here's one for you. So this was back when I was still doing maybe like 5 to 10 gallons or something like that, but it was still taking all day because I was fresh in the game. Um, so once I started to get transition from like buying the kits and stuff like that, I moved over to like all grain, starting to try to buy my write my own recipes and everything. So I get a batch. It's my first all grain batch. I'm excited. I'm doing this, that, and the third. I feel like I done did everything right. And I go to transfer the beer over into my fermenter
Mm-hmm.
and forgot to close the ball valve. So I'm transferring it, I'm transferring this beer over. And I just turned the pump on and I walked away and did something else.
Oh no.
Yeah, I came back and it was beer all over the place.
Where?
And that was like 6, 7 hours that I just put in. I was here.
Oh,
I never told that story.
oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like you just what
It's just pressure.
just ready to laugh or cry or what?
Just
Both.
shake your head. Just shake your head and try again.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so what has it been like you trying to carve out your place in the craft beer industry, being a person of color?
um, you know what? Honestly, since I've gotten into the brewing game, I really haven't ran into a lot of hurdles as far as my color being the reason I can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
I was very blessed with being able to work under Kevin and Tim over at Inner Groove. They're over in Verona, and they taught me everything that they could teach me. And anybody else that I've even met within this brewing community have been very helpful, and just it's a small community. So it's people are willing to help you, and most people want to see you win. Um, so yeah, working with Erica at TLC, she's got her foot in the game and everything. So yes, her and we've been doing things together. So it hasn't really been a true challenge as far as trying to make my mark. It's just I'm trying to get to that point of, making that footprint in Pittsburgh. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and although this is a black-owned company and everything, I want people to understand that I'm putting out a product that I just want you to enjoy. Whether I'm black, blue, green, purple, or orange, I'm putting out a product that I want you to enjoy and just have a good time, with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it does feel good to be black owned, though. I will say that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So how do you put in your personality, your culture into your beers? Um, is there a particular ingredient or particular names that you make your beer names, or a story behind it?
So I have a couple beers, yeah, that have kind of a special story behind them. So one of the beers that I make around this time of year is a banana pudding stout. And
Ooh.
oh yeah, it's good. It's real
Mm.
good. And that's a tribute to my great grandmother. Growing up, that was the place to be. After church, everybody would wind up at my great grandparents' house, and Sunday dinner, and it was always that banana pudding. So I try to emulate that recipe and put it in my beer. Another one that I do is it's called a Granny's apple pie saison that I'm doing. It's actually fermenting right now. So that one again is one of those. My grandmother, she makes an excellent apple pie, and this is a tribute to her. So yeah, those are the two flavors really that really have a special meaning to me. Everything else is just stuff that I like, and just try to let other people experience what I experienced with it.
So is your grandmother still with us?
Yes, yeah.
So
Yep, I
what did
still
she
have my grandparents.
okay, so what did she say about the beer? Because
She,
some generations like I don't drink nothing, I don't do nothing, or
mhm.
let me have a sip. So which one is
She actually she likes it. She
okay?
enjoyed it. Every now and then she'll drink some of the stuff I have. I kind of keep the sours away because she don't care for the sours or anything
Uh,
like that. But yeah, every now and then if it's a kind of a light beer, she'll drink it.
okay, very
Yeah,
nice, very
yeah.
nice. Say my
Granny
baby.
still turning up.
Okay, you say my baby making beers. I never would have thought, and I wonder, when I start having these conversations, we find out that ancestors were in the brewing and creating. Have you found that to be true for you?
So I do have some family, and this is coming from my grandmother. I do have some family down south that was dibble dabbled in a little shine back then. So I guess it
Yeah,
kind of passed down.
yeah, you got it honest. You got it
Right,
honest.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. So, how important is it for Wendy Bridges to be connected to the community, and how have you been trying to do that?
Oh, it's very important. Um, you know, Wendy Bridges is first and foremost. I want it to be that inspiration story for anybody, but especially for young kids that look like us. Um, we are plagued with these different hurdles that we have to go over in order to survive in most
Mhm.
situations, and I would say our role models are somewhat far and few in some communities. So
Mhm.
I want kids to be able to see, like, man, this guy, he looks exactly like me, and he's doing something that's not of the norm. Anytime I talk to people, and they ask, what do you do, this, that, and the third, and I tell them I brew beer. That's immediately, especially if I'm talking to some, a brother or sister, immediately that sparks a conversation because they like, wait, what? To them that's a foreign thing. So
Yeah.
I want to be able to show that and be that example of, listen, we can do any and everything that we want to do. We just need to be exposed to it. You how we're doing that right now is just trying to, like I said, just trying to get my beer out there. And I've talked to a couple of people where we can do a couple of programs and stuff like that. I want to start looking into maybe some type of STEM programs because dealing with beer is a lot of science, and so
Absolutely.
chemistry and things like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I just want to any type of way that I can get this out there and for it to be exposed more than just a beer or brewery. Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. But it makes me think about a segue into thinking about community. It makes me think about Barrel and Flow,
Hmm.
how it's transitioning to basically being this mega week of
Yeah,
everything for
yeah,
Pittsburgh. So uh, so you were there for the last Barrel and Flow, like for this year?
yeah. So I've been in the last four, 3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, it like with different breweries and stuff like that. And every year it gets bigger and bigger, and better. There's definitely, barrel and flow is one of those things. Again, it's like an anomaly, because to see, I did not even know that it was that many black-owned breweries in America at all, let
Mm-hmm.
alone the whole festival. Even by me being from Chicago, I didn't know about any of those breweries that's in Chicago,
Oh wow, yeah.
black-owned, right? So it was an eye-opening event for me, because I never made it down to Fresh Fest. I started coming when it was Barrel and Flow, and
Mm-hmm.
it was an eye-opener for me. Just the things that he's doing, and the way that he's connecting, the black brewery community, and the collabs that he's forged out of this is it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool. I wanted to give that little highlight for people who, I mean, unless you've been under a rock, don't know about Barrel and Flow, but maybe somebody
Exactly.
doesn't. But it is definitely a good time.
It
And are you going to do the Barrels on the Bayou?
I submitted the application, so we'll
All
see how
right,
it turns out. Yeah,
all
yeah, we'll
right.
definitely see. I would
I
love
see.
to go
I
down to
see.
New Orleans.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm
Yeah.
very elated to get back in there because I haven't been to the last couple of Barrel and Flows, but I do plan on going to Barrels on the Bayou. So I
Okay.
already have my ticket for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So if Wendy Bridges was a mixtape, what would track one be?
What would track one be? Wow. Mm, that's a good question. um, my favorite song of all time is Ooh Child. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's like my number one favorite song of all time. There's a memory behind that. But I guess that would be track number one for
Mm-hmm.
me. And then I don't know. After that, it would have to be some Chicago artists.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you get ready to brew,
Hmm.
what's in your thought process as far as music? What are you playing?
Oh,
What's making you get into the groove of brewing?
it's all over the place. My brew day, usually I start off, because my brew days is I brew early Saturday mornings. So between 7 to 8, I'm out. So usually I'll start off with some jazz. Just something real easy, because it's early. So something real easy, jazz, and that might segue into a little blues after that, or it might segue into some hip hop with
Mm-hmm.
some rap.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm starting to get it going, though, as I'm starting to really start moving, getting my valves and everything up, then yeah, it's rap. And then as I'm coming down, it might be some more, like I said, blues. Yeah, I grew up with the blues, so listen to a
Okay.
lot of that.
Yes. So Chicago's famous for blues, right? It's
Yeah,
like a blues town, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm also thinking about, let's kind of explore. So if you could do a remix of
Okay.
a classic beer style, just very simplistic classic beer style,
Hmm.
and add some black culture flavor, what would the beer be?
Um, I think I'm doing that now with the banana pudding stout.
Mm-hmm.
I think your classic stout. Most people think of stouts and they just think of Guinness, if they're not in the craft beer world. But yeah, I think I'm changing that narrative now with the banana pudding stout. That's near and dear in our culture. We all know it's either who made the potato salad, mac and cheese,
Right,
peach cobbler, and that banana
right.
pudding, right? So
So
yeah, I think that yeah, I'm doing it now.
okay, so did you, when you had Barrel and Flow, was that one of the showcase beers that you had?
No, so this year I did I collabed with Alter Genius out in
Okay.
Ambridge, yeah, and we did excuse me, we did a sour sop Kolsch. So
Mm,
yeah, we wanted to go kind of for the obviously the black culture, And soursop is more of a Caribbean style type fruit. And it was just, we felt like it was just one of those drinks where you just like a vacation, one of those drinks you drink out when you off visiting somewhere.
Okay, that sounds cool. Um, what's one myth about Black folks and craft beer that you wish people would get rid of?
That we can't succeed. Uh, I, you know, for whatever reason, those barriers are put up and put into place for us. But we can, like I said, we can do anything that we put our minds to. So, any thought process of that we can't make good beer or we can't succeed or anything like that, that's something that we're fighting. It's an uphill battle, trying to really make our mark in this game. With Black owners being under 1% of the breweries in America, again, it's an uphill battle for us. So that would be the one thing that I think that a myth that we can bash,
To
that we
root
can't
for
succeed
us.
in this game.
Yeah, root for us. Yeah, it makes me kind of think about Uncle Nearest and the whole controversy that's going on with, um, did they know about these funds? Did they not know? And how so many people are like, it seems like they're not wanting them to like they're it's gleefully watching the house burn as they're quickly trying to put water on it. I'm thinking that they're going to come out fine on the other side, but it's just being right there in front of everybody.
Right.
That makes it a little bit more, I guess, cringy sometimes. But yeah, we definitely need to make sure that we root for each other and not be so into our demise. If we stumble, help me up. You know what I mean?
I agree. We can work together, and it's we in this game we need to work together, and that's why barrel and flow is very important, because it forges those relationships with folks from all over the place. I've met people from all over America. I've met people from over in Europe just because of barrel and flow. So that's why that is very important to not only the craft beer game, but just our culture in general. It is something that needs to keep pushing forward. So I'm loving what Dave's over there doing.
Yeah. Speaking of collaborations, just keeping in mind, if you were able to collaborate with someone, an artist, a chef, or a musician, either one of those, who would it be? And what do you think y'all would want to collaborate with? What would you want to make? And sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Who would I want to collab with? You know what? I would like to collab with somebody like Shaq. I just think that would be a fun time. Shaq seems like he's just a real fun dude. And as far as like what style we would make, it would have to be something just bright and vibrant. Probably like a IPA or something like that. He just seemed like a cool dude to do something like that with.
He's like so goofy, like
goofy, and that's why I think it would be fun.
Yeah, it's definitely some. You definitely have some stories after.
Oh yeah, without a doubt,
a whole bunch of stories. So I'm thinking, like, if you were on an island, stranded.
Okay.
You had malt, hops, yeast, and water. What's the one brewing tool that you definitely would want to have wash up on shore?
A pot. I need something to put all of this in.
Definitely. You think you're gonna be able to make the heat, get the fire going and
I
everything.
think I could get that going, but yeah, I need a pot so I can get all this going.
um, also thinking about let's think about your favorite movie
Okay.
and your beers. Out of the beers that you have on your line, let's say pick one. Pick one of your favorite beers. What movie title would it be? And what type of film?
Oh, that's easy. That banana pudding one, I would call that Harlem Nights. That's probably one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Yeah, and just because it's old school, it got that the beers are old school taste to it. Harlem Nights has got all the old school comedians in it. Yeah.
Hmm. So, do you think that out of all the beers that you've done so far,
Hmm.
um, is that the one that you feel is most like you? I know it's a celebration of your great grandmother, but is there another one that you feel is more like this is me? If I say Wendy Bridges and you put this one beer down, this is me.
Yeah. Okay. I do have a Oktoberfest, I guess, a Marzen that I call sweater weather. That's that like right now is that season, especially in Chicago, is sweater weather. That one is kind of true to me as far as being home. It has that
Mhm.
kind of getting you ready for those cold winter Chicago winters. So that was kind of malty, kind of nutty, but it's still a little light, you know. So
So,
yeah, that would probably be it.
how has the it just made me think about something. How has the food been? Because Chicago is a food town,
Oh yeah,
real good food.
yes.
And then you went to Pittsburgh.
Hmm. Um,
What's
the
the
food, the
transition?
food, the food's not bad.
Okay,
Um, you get spoiled by certain things. Uh, Pizza is one is one of the things, and not even so. A lot of people, when you think of Chicago, you think of deep dish pizza. And although that is a Chicago thing, but true Chicagoans, we eat tavern style pizza, cutting squares. It's thin crust, cutting squares. You know, um, hot dogs, but I mean, they have a couple spots out here that you can get Chicago hot dogs. That's
mm,
relatively decent. One spot that I really do miss is White Castle. Every time I go home, I gotta get some White Castle.
really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Huh.
But other than that, though, I mean, the food's not bad.
Okay. Because I was when I went to Chicago, um we went somewhere where we thought, well, basically it was is it Ghirardelli's, or how do you it's
Giordano's.
no, it's one famous one that everybody like, it's deep dish pizza. It starts with a G. Maybe it is Giordano's.
You got Giordano's, Geno's East. Uh, I mean, the other famous ones is Dewey's and Uno's, but you said
No,
start with a G.
yeah, it starts with a G. So maybe it was Giordano's. So whoever, we didn't go there. We went to
Hmm.
a black owned restaurant, pizza place, where the person who used to work at the place used to work at the famous place.
Yeah.
And they had a cornbread crust
Hmm.
pizza.
Yep. That's your deep dish. That's your deep dish.
We was and it was only because they were like, we're ready to close, but they was like, because y'all are from out of town,
Uh
you need
huh.
to try this pizza. And I was like, thank you so much. Because
That's your deep
I
dish.
took that pizza home on the flight, the rest of it, because it was so big.
Every now and then we get them. Me and my granddad, we'll get them shipped here. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. So what would be your perfect, like, you have your perfect meal
Hmm.
where you are, what would you want to pair? What would the perfect meal be, and what would you pair it with as far as your beers?
For me, I love being on the grill. That's I grill. all year, 365. I never stop. So for me, it would be a nice steak, maybe some grilled asparagus with it, um, and a baked potato. Put that on the grill as well, and then pair it with my cream ale.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
just
sounds
something
nice.
clean, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice little clean thing, clear your palate with it. So yeah, cream ale.
How are you cooking that steak? Let me see if I'm gonna judge you.
I cook my steaks medium. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I don't want
no,
to be
no
chewing on
shoe.
the boot.
Right. No shoe leather steaks. Okay. Perfect. At least I'm medium because I'm in Texas. You just cut the tail off and serve it for me. That's how
Mhm.
I grew up eating it from my dad. But medium rare is that's decent. That's decent. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay. So since you've been in the game so far
Hmm.
and you got in contact with someone that's just starting out, what advice would you give them? What is one of the things that you would tell them? If I knew this, absolutely do this, and absolutely don't do this.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Um, I would definitely tell them, network. You use your network because you're gonna meet a lot of different people in this game, and make sure you use that network. One
Mhm.
thing that I would say not to do is don't go too big too early. Kind of get yourself kind of perfected, and get yourself established as far as how you want to brew, the style that you like to brew, and things like that. Messing around with your recipes and everything, and just don't go too big too early. Take your time. Um, a lot of people kind of jumped off the porch, and now a lot of breweries are closing and everything.
Yeah,
So just take your time, and again, just make sure you get that one mentor or a couple mentors. But when somebody's trying to give you a game, listen.
mm,
With that, you throw away what you don't need, but you keep what you do.
absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
is there a an adjunct or a grain or a type of yeast strain that's just
Hmm.
out there that you've always wanted to use? What's the most wildest thing that you've created or you're wanting to create and just haven't had the chance to do yet?
I want to. I do want to make a barley wine. I've never made a barley wine.
Hmm.
Um, Typically, my beer, I think the biggest beer I probably made came out about 8%, somewhere around there. But
Okay.
you go to Barrel and Flow, and some of them guys, they be coming up with 16, 17%. So I just
Yeah,
want to try it and see if I can do it. I do enjoy them, every now and then. I'm like a one and done for me, but I do
absolutely.
enjoy to have a barley wine, yeah. So I want to try that.
That's something that usually, especially during the bottle share, I just make sure because we always have 12 and 16% beer. So I just make sure that I was like, I'll go, I was like, and boom.
So how you like making those 12, 16%? Like
Well,
that's a lot of
I haven't
grain.
personally made any at that high, but I know brewers here in the city that do that's just on the shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beers that we've made. Oh my dog. The beers that we've made probably around in the same realm, about between 5 to 8, as far
Yeah.
as like when I do stuff for Pink Boots. But but we have big body beers and people that want those big body ones. And so people go searching for them because I know in some states they're limited to where it can't be over a certain amount. So that's when
Right. Right.
I like here from Texas because we do it big in Texas. So
Okay.
but yeah. Um, but a barley wine, what kind of are you wanting to be like raisiny or just a traditional or you want to kind of tweak it a little bit?
Um, I guess kind of tweak it a little bit, kind of have like that kind of like a hot chocolate kind of barley wine, kind of sweet, but that
Mm-hmm.
chocolatey back end on it. Not so much
Okay.
raisiny, like
Okay.
plumish. I don't really want that plumish taste to it.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. So just something a little different like that.
Yeah. Yesterday we had one that was. It reminded me of cherry cola.
I've had something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was interesting. It was interesting, but but because we had a zillion, my palate was shot. So it was like,
Yeah.
do I like it, or do I like it? I can't tell
Right.
you because
Right.
I'd already had so much. But but Marcus, this has been a great conversation. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I thank you for
Likewise.
sharing your story and getting to know more about you. Because of course I saw you through Instagram,
Mhm.
scrolling, minding my business, loving Jesus like I do. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. So I'm glad that we're able to connect. And I hope that that you continue your success, and that you're going to continue to making great beer. And I hope to see you soon at Barrel on the Bayou.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
so make sure that everyone that's listening, make sure that you follow Wendy Bridges Brewing on your social media and keep up with Marcus and everything that he's got going on. And again, I'm Angie, the Undeniable Vixen, and this has been Being Black and Craft. And I'll go ahead and say our good nights.